Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know I've already posted today, but I just had to post this 6-minute video of proof of a toxic pick me and Tiba. Oh my god, she just shot me. So I said seriously, but she said after, so I said OMG stop copying me before, and she said OMG stop copying me, and when she said seriously, and then I said what the hell, because of course that's something I would say, and then she copied me and said what the hell. I'm sorry about the background noise. Then I said she shot me on purpose. And then she copies me and says she shot me on purpose. And then I said, you just wasted a round of sheriff. Yeah, right. And then I said, you could have won. And then I said, and then she said, well, that's what she gets. And then someone else said, why they call you a pick me? And before this, she called me a pick me. And I said, like before I was recording, she called me a pick me. And I said, just because I'm wearing a cocaine avatar doesn't mean I'm a pick me. And then she said, she target me, and I target her. And I said, and why are you calling me pick me? You're clearly the pick me. Yeah. And then my friend said, Ari, did you shoot her? And this is Dee Dee, by the way. Make sure to subscribe to her. And then I said, she shot me. And then she was like, oh, okay. And thirsty team. Yeah, I'm playing with the squishy, and then she said, and next you shoot someone, and then I said, and I have the proof on camera. Of course I would, because I do have the proof on camera, and hopefully she sees it and regrets what she does. Then I said, and then she said, humble this girl, and then she said, send it, I don't care, and then Dee Dee said, I'm gonna post this. Then I said, I'm still recording because, yeah, I need to record this full thing until she leaves. And she said, guess what, my sister's bad. And then Dee Dee said, hold up. And then she said, okay, and then I said, your imaginary sister. Yeah, her imaginary sister was murder. And someone said, do it. Get into it, queen. So, and then there wasn't a lot left after that. But I dodged the murder. And then, okay, so I'm just collecting coins. And suddenly, so I'm just collecting coins, and oh my god, who did the sheriff shoot? Then, so I'm going to check if she's still in the area, because I wanted to go in that area to get coins, but I saw her, so I start to run. Wait, no, I think it's now when I go check. Yeah, it's now. I just spawned a bit. Yep, there she is right there. So I start to run. And so I start collecting coins. I checked the hallways. And then I go in here to collect more coins since I'm farming for the flame knife effect. And then I said, girl. ... And then I said, girl. Oh my god, I already said that. Why am I repeating myself? Then she said, that's my sis, the bacon. Then I said, I don't bell by accident because I clicked something and sent it. Then I said, believe. So that's what I was meant to say. And then I come, and then she comes back with the gun. So I start spam jumping, right? Because I didn't want her to shoot me. I was innocent. because he's being a toxic pygmy. That's not spare jumping. So don't call me spare jumping. But I had to spare jump so I didn't die. So then eventually I just go into this room and then they both leave. And I win. So after they leave, we start saying, haha, she left and all that kind of stuff. Then I said, girl, I'm gonna post this. Then she said, all your stuff, and then so I said, bye-bye. Because I didn't actually notice until she didn't say anything. Then I realized she left. I'm like, lol, she left. And I was like, I'ma post this. I said, I'ma post, but I need to edit first. Bye.